about the pancreas. Pancreas is said to be retroperitoneal organ. Okay. Now, peritoneum is basically a mass of connective tissue. Okay. It's like a sheet. Now, the peritoneum has two layers. You can have organs within the peritoneum, which is called intraperitoneum, or you could have organs behind that tissue, which is called retroperitoneum. Okay? Now, the peritoneum is only found within the abdomen. You don't have peritoneum in the thoracic or the pelvic. Okay? So it's just a tissue that basically has two layers, and some organs are enclosed, some are behind it. So pancreas is said to be retroperitoneal because it's behind the peritoneum. Now, the pancreas is D right here. This is the pancreas. Okay? So it's D. Pancreas is D. It has the head, which is this portion. Then it has the body. Then it has a tail. So this right here is the tail. This right here is the body. So the pancreas has three distinct sections: body, head, and then the tail. Okay? So head, body, and a tail. Okay? Now you could see the head actually forming into into the groove made by the duodenum. Okay? Now the function, it has an exocrine part and it has an endocrine part. Endocrine part we already talked about secretes hormones. Okay? Exocrine part secretes stuff into the duodenum. It actually secretes bicarbonate and enzymes into the duodenum. How does it secrete it? It uses these ducts. You see right here? Okay. This duct and this duct, they tend to pierce. They go from the pancreas and they pierce the duodenum. Okay? These are called major and minor duct. Okay? The major pancreatic duct and the minor pancreatic duct. So the major pancreatic duct directly straight, it goes in, and then the minor one goes like down. Okay? So you have two ducts, major pancreatic duct and minor pancreatic duct. I'm not going to ask you to identify which one's which, but I just told you. Just know the two names. And basically the pancreatic duct starts off in the pancreas and then it pierces and enters duodenum. These ducts are used to transport the material into duodenum, the bicarbonate and the enzymes. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what enzymes, just we'll talk about that in physio. Okay. Now, one thing when Patty came in, one thing I wanted to say is the gallbladder also, when I said, remember the gallbladder secretes bile, well, the bile gets secreted into the duodenum as well. You could see this duct, which is called the common bile duct. Okay? Common bile duct. What forms a common bile duct? So this right here, I'm lining it up perfectly, but this portion right here is the common bile duct, and it pierces the duodenum, and that's how stuff comes into duodenum, or into duodenum. Now, do you see this is a gallbladder, and you see this branch-like structure? Okay, that's called the cystic duct. Okay? So this is a cystic duct. Do you see this part right here is the hepatic duct? The cystic duct and the hepatic duct come together forming the common bile duct. Does that make sense? And then the common bile duct basically pierces the duodenum. So anything from the gallbladder has to go through this. It has to go through the cystic duct and then enter the common bile duct, and it could enter duodenum. Anything from the liver, okay, has to basically, the liver has right hepatic ducts, left hepatic ducts. So the left and right hepatic duct come together, forming the common hepatic duct. The common hepatic duct and the cystic duct come together, forming the common bile duct. Does that make sense? Okay. So the liver has two ducts in there. Right hepatic duct. Hepatic means liver. Hepatocyte means a liver cell. Okay. So right hepatic duct, the left hepatic duct will come together, forming the common hepatic duct. The common hepatic duct unites with the cystic duct, forming the common bile duct. And then the bile duct unites or pierces the duodenum, and this is how the substance goes in. Okay? So basically, a lot of ducts are piercing the duodenum because it collects stuff from everywhere. And that stuff is needed to do the digestion process. Okay? Okay. Now let's talk about saliva. Okay. Saliva is produced by 3 salivary glands. Okay. A in the image is sublingual, underneath the tongue. Okay. A is sublingual. Sublingual. B is submandibular. And C is parotid. Parotid, okay, which is inside the cheek. All 3 of them produce saliva. All of them produce saliva. Oh, sorry. Over here I was supposed to write sublingual means underneath the tongue, submandibular means underneath the mandible, and parotid is within the cheek. Okay? And then the function is all of them produce saliva. Okay? Do you guys understand that? Yes? Sublingual underneath the tongue, submandibular underneath the mandible, and parotid is within the cheek. Okay? Not in the cheek, which is very deep inside. And all of them basically produce saliva. What is the composition of saliva? It has mucin, which is a mucus-like substance. It holds particles together and makes the swallowing process easier. Okay? It contains an enzyme called amylase. It contains bicarbonate. This is why the pH of your mouth is 6.5 to 7.5, which is needed for teeth protection because we have bacteria in our mouth, and that bacteria produces acid. So this bicarbonate is there to neutralize the acid. It also has something called lysozyme, which is a natural antibiotic. It actually inhibits bacterial growth. Okay? Hormones that you need to know, there are 3 hormones. Gastrin, which causes gastric juice to be produced. Secretin, which causes bicarbonate and water to be secreted. And CCK, which causes bile and pancreatic enzymes to be secreted. Okay? So 3 hormones, gastrin, secretin, and CCK. CCK stands for cholecystokinin. 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 Okay? Which usually people just say CCK. This photo is showing you basically all of the organs and their functions. And then we're done with the digestive. I'm going to upload or put up the urinary, and then we can get started. You want to just stop this morning for 5 minutes?